guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Heather Salter-Purves. I'm your dark, sapphic, fantasy and folklore author, and it is another Folklore Friday video. We're going to look at death omens, doppelgangers and Irish folklore today, and I've got a spooky and eerie one for you. Similar to mirror mythology and folklore that we looked at last time, this one is spooky, so get yourself something cozy or just remember to turn on the light while we dive in. So what happens if you saw yourself walking towards yourself, and in that one moment you knew you were going to die? Ghost, not a demon, but your own face on a body that moved just that little uncanny bit wrong. This is the genuine terror Irish folklore for centuries, and it has a name, and that name is the Fetch. So, what is a fetch? Irish and British folklore suspect it's a double living person. It's not a ghost, it's a person that still lives when it appears. It's an entity, moves and is corporeal, able to move through the world. It is seen by others, not always by the person that it resembles, but at least the community knows who it is. It belongs to a family of supernatural doubles. The Doppelgänger from Germany, the Vulgurda from Scandinavian folklore, and the Crowe from Scottish mythology. But the Irish fetch has its own specific rules that make it very distinct. So shall we dive further into their rules? First, it has a timing rule. This is the detail that makes the fetch genuinely a terrifying creature. If you see it in the morning, it's possible to survive. That the crisis that your body and you may be about to endure will pass. It could survive. An evening or a night's passing means that you're already as good as dead. You're the dead person walking, and the fetch is just there to smile and wave at you. The fetch doesn't bring the death, it announces it. It's already decided that you were its victim. It wasn't sent to do any harm. It showed up because your time was already done, that the cosmos had ordered it, so it was answering. Sit with it for a moment. Wasn't warning you could act on, but it was just a notification sent by the universe. The second rule of how it can appear. It's seen by family members, friends, neighbours, people who knew the person well, that understood the exact likeness, the face, the clothes, the walk, even the inherent mannerisms of the person. But just on that touch of something not quite perfectly rendered. Sometimes it's seen doing ordinary things, like walking down a familiar road, standing in a doorway. But sometimes it knocks on the door of the loved ones, hours before the real person ceases to exist on the mortal plane. Almost like it is trying to prepare not only the victim, but the victim's inner circle. Sometimes it's seen by the dying person itself. Meeting your own fetch is the most chilling event of all time. They're not behind a mirror. They're not trapped. They're able to act upon you. You can reach out and touch it. So there have been some historical records. We've got Catherine Crowe, A Night Side of Nature in 1842, a collected testimony of fetch sightings across Ireland and Britain. Many accounts of people being seen where they weren't, confirmed later elsewhere to have died within the days following the sightings. Sheridan Le Fun, a great Irish Gothic writer, deeply interested in the fetch phenomenon, referred to them in ghost stories. The records are consistent across centuries and even vast regions of the British and Irish Isles. It is not just one community's belief, it is widespread, going into continental Europe, into other places. The folklore has a specific and consistent that is so hard to dismiss as a simple superstition. So where did this belief come from? Pre-Christian Irish cosmology, the boundary between the living and the dead is always porous. The otherworldly, you could reach out and touch it. The other world is not as distant as we think. It is here, threaded throughout every day. The liminal spaces, dusk and dawn, midnight, midday. The soul in early British belief could be separated from the body, wander, become visible. A fetch may have been understood as the soul already beginning to cross over, a glimpse briefly before the body followed through. There is also a psychological dimension. Our brain is a pattern matching machine. We see the faces we know in strangers, the familiarity to understand that we aren't predator or prey. This is folklore that gave an experience the meaning. So, do you think this is something you'd be interested in reading about? There is a couple of different stories percolating in my head, and one of them may be coming later this year. Through my lens, I wanted to look at them in terms of it's always a thing that read as terrifying to be run from. But what happens when you meet something that is wearing your face and isn't quite you? To see yourself from the outside, moving differently, waiting. Is there something in that image, that version of you, that you would never truly understand or exist? What happens if you fell for your reflection, just like Narcissa did in Mirrors? It wouldn't be a horror story. Would it be a love story? We'll never know. The old accounts of fetches as an omen, as an ending. But I'd be more interested in what happens if she refused to fulfill her ideals. When you look at women whose faces wears and decides, and not yet, you fight back and reclaim your ideals. She was never gone, she was waiting, just to be written a little differently. That's what I do here on my channel. As a dark sapphic fantasy and folklore author, I want to take these things, let them bloom in the dark. So I do have a free Gothic story that can be yours instantly down in the description. I post these videos every Friday, part of Folklore Friday, and if you would like me to deep dive into any specific folklore, I'd love to hear. So until next time, let's let all the love bloom in the dark and get comfortable. So I'll see you very soon. Bye.